What's up, everyone? Back for another Whodunit Beer review, and today's beer comes courtesy, once again, of a very good friend of mine and a viewer of the channel, Steven. So huge thanks to him for this beer. In the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he sent my way recently. But he sent me two different Whodunit beers to review on the channel. A couple weeks ago, you should have seen the first one, and this is the second and final Whodunit beer for me to review. So if you're unfamiliar with what Whodunit beer reviews are, they are basically blind/mystery beer reviews where somebody will wrap up and conceal a beer, like Steven did with this one. They will then either send or give me said beer and I'll review it like I do any other beer on my channel, with the lone exception being, of course, I have no idea what it is, so at the end of the review, I try to guess the beer style, its ABV, and then I rate it before revealing it to both you and myself. So what do we know about this one? 16-ounce can, comes from Steven, who resides in Connecticut, and that's it. Why? A lot of times you can get yourself in trouble when you start thinking about the background of who sent the beer and what they drink and whatnot. Now, the last beer that he sent me, I nailed it. Why? Because he sent me a similar beer in the same beer mail. He sent the beer that was the Whodunit to at least one other beer tubing channel, so I kind of had an idea. Now, sometimes it gets me in trouble because I start thinking, oh, it's in a 12-ounce can, or it's in this bottle, or this shaped bottle, and I'm not going to do that. 16-ounce can, I have no idea what it is. I will say, the packing on this, it's on its last legs. The one little piece of tape fell off. It didn't reveal anything, but I had to put it back on. Yeah, it's beaten up. So anyway, we're going to crack this one open, get it into the glass, and we're going to try to review it to the best of my ability. Anyway, okay. So this is pouring out like a, somewhat of like a clearish beer to some extent. Yeah, I'm gonna try to pour it all in. I'm gonna leave a little bit of room for my nose just because you can smell it better with a little bit of room in there. So what does that look like? Honestly, it could be a lot of things. Could be a, hazy IPA, could be like a Saison or a farmhouse ale. Who knows? But it has this really nice hazy, I wouldn't say, it's somewhat murky, but there's a little bit of see-through. I can see the shadow through the glass. It's this really bright yellow. It's going to probably look more like a dull yellow or dull orange on camera. But yeah, bright yellow with a little bit of orange. Has about a 2-finger, really soap sudsy looking head. Does look like there's some decent legs. Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a lot of different things. Let's get a nose. Yeah, so right off the get-go, I would call this a Saison or farmhouse or table beer or something like that. Or maybe a wit beer. Whew. I'm all over the place. All right, so right off the rip, I'm going to say this is some kind of Belgian-style beer. The only other beer that I've ever had that kind of smells like this, it could be a German-style Hefeweizen. This, to me, is more of a Belgian farmhouse, Belgian Saison, or maybe a Belgian wit beer, just off the aroma. I'm getting a lot of like phenolic yeast notes. There's like a peppery, spicy type of thing going on. There's a lemon. I'm just trying to think of like what I'm smelling because I don't drink a lot of these beers that much anymore. Peppery, yeah, I'm gonna say peppery, like yeasty thing. There's a little bit of like a banana, clove, lemon. There's this underlying grainy kind of malt sensation. Ooh, I don't have any idea. Yeah, it could be, again, Belgian Saison, Belgian farmhouse, Belgian wit beer, or a German style Hefeweizen. I feel this is a wheat beer. Like the vast majority of the base of this beer is going to be wheat heavy on the malt. Smells pretty good. Let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Steven. If this is that little barrel on the back, I'll pour the rest in. First off, I don't think this is big as far as like ABVs go. I could be wrong, but it doesn't have any kind of astringency on the palate. I'm getting no warming in the chestnut and the stomach. But there could be a slight like foeder influence on this one. I don't think this is a wit beer. I don't think it's a Hefeweizen. I think it's a like a Belgian style farmhouse, or maybe a like a table beer. It's not that. I don't think it's a low ABV. All right, so body's like medium, a little bit bigger, which surprised me. Might mean the ABV is a little higher. Mouthfeel, really crisp and effervescent, but there's such a smoothness on the palate. It's so inviting. Flavor. There's a huge wheat component to this one, underlying at all times. You kind of know this is wheat heavy to some degree. Watch me reveal the beer, and it's totally not a wheat beer at all, but that's what I'm getting. Passes through the palate. There's a lot of yeasty, vanilla, kind of like pepper, clove, things of that nature. The banana is not as pronounced in here. It's more of like a lemony tart type of thing. Yeah, this is slightly tart. A little bit of acidity on the back of the palate. Now I'm getting a little bit of warming in the chest. I guess into the stomach. Couple things. I will say this. I'm going to miss on the ABV on this one. I know I am. Why? I feel like it also finishes semi to full on dry. There's not much bitterness, but there's a big dryness, and it's almost giving me an oak tannin, which is why I'm going to say this could be food or aged. I would not be surprised if I, where's the hair on? I would not be surprised if I, reveal this one and it's a 5% food or aged, farmhouse or something like that. I think this is bigger. The body to me is indicating this is bigger than what I would think it is. I'm probably right now in my mind 7.3 to like 7.5 is kind of where I'm landing, but I don't know if that's the case. I'll just say this. I think that this is going to be the worst that I have done with a Whodunit since I brought the channel back. I mean, the last, pretty much all of the solo ones, I did a pretty good job at the very least. I nailed a couple of them. A couple of them I was close. I don't think I'm going to be in any kind of range for this one. There's too many styles that this reminds me of for me to lock something in and be confident. All right, what I'll say is I think this is a food or aged Belgian beer of some sort. I'm going to lock in farmhouse / saison. I wouldn't be surprised if they say table beer or if it's a wit beer or something like that. But food or aged Belgian farmhouse / saison. I'm going to say 7.5%. I don't think there's any adjuncts. If so, maybe like a citrus, like a lemon, or maybe like an orange or something. But I'm not really getting any orange. I'm getting mostly lemon. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's barrel aged. Food or aged is about the extent of that. There's decent legs, which makes me think it's a little bigger, but it could be even closer to 10. I'll tell you what, if this is over 8%, it hides the alcohol extremely well. If this is anywhere close to 10%, it hides the alcohol extremely well. When I'm tasting, I don't think it should be over 8%. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing most times. So lock it in once again. Belgian, food or aged Belgian farmhouse / saison. I'm going to say 7.5%. There could be a citrus addition. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm not going to go with that. Anyway, let's see how fucking badly wrong I missed on this one. I don't think I'm going to say I'm off on the ABV by at least 2%. Either way. Beard Brewing Company, saison style, 5.2. See, I told you I was. No food or age, it's just saison. So, is there an age on this? It says either 8 or 9/17/21. So right now we're about 4 months old, a little bit over. It says Eternal Optimist. So yeah, I missed on the ABV. Did I get the base right? Sure. Fooder, I think it's just the dryness. So clearly the worst I've done. Next episode, love the name, love the label, perfect. So Beard Brewing Company, never had anything from them. Saison series, explicit ingredients. It says Saison style ale, 5.2%. So a rustic brew with deep roots in beer history. So it says, check out our social media channels to see what makes this batch unique. Well, I'm not going to do that mid-batch, so I guess I'll do it afterwards, and maybe in the description box, I'll throw in the information. So I don't know what makes this unique. I said 7.5%, it's 5.2. I was clearly off on the ABV, but I told you I was going to be off by at least 2 ABV points. Why? This body on this one it's really nice. For something that's 5.2, it is not thin, it's not watery. It has a really nice kind of vibrant medium to higher side of medium mouthfeel. That's why I went with the ABV plus a little bit of legs, but I guess really not. I guess I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But yeah, there's some legs on there. I still think it may be food rage. I don't know. Anyway, Steven, if you want to put the exact deets on this one, maybe it's just a regular Saison. So how did I do on this one? I'd give myself like a C plus at best. I said Belgian style farmhouse / Saison. I nailed it. I said 7.5%. Totally didn't. It's 5.2. And I said food or aged. I don't know if it is or isn't. So what I'm going to do is, again, try to look this up after I shut off the review, see what this one's all about. This is the Saison series explicit ingredients. I love the whole label because, you know, it's based on old school Dr. Dre and whatnot. So Thrall family malt. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to. What is the date again? Either 8/17 or 9/17. It's tough to tell. I think that's an 8. So yeah, anyway, I'll go C plus for me. The worst I've done so far since coming back, but I'm okay with it. At least I nailed the base style. I just thought it was a little bit higher ABV, and I think it's food rage and probably wrong. Anyway, price availability, I have no idea, Steven, if you want to throw in the comment section what you paid for this can, and if you bought it in a 4-pack single. Availability, I have no idea. Beard Brewing Company, where the hell are they out of? Storrington, Connecticut. So yeah, first beer from them, and oh, I didn't even rate it. You know what? This is really good. When I was doing the review, I actually started thinking about a rating, but once you start getting deep into this, I forget most of the time. I would give this a low 4.25. I'd go like 4.15, 4.2. Because the body's bigger and because it's more impactful flavor-wise from what I thought was a bigger ABV and it's drinking at 5.2, this is a very boisterous and intense as far as the flavors go for something that's sub 5.5%. Like, it's really nice. If you like Saisons and you're in the Connecticut area, like, definitely seek this out. I think the base beer is good. Again, I don't know what they did exactly to this batch, but I'm pretty happy with it. So I appreciate everybody stopping by for another Whodunit beer review. Probably the worst I've done since coming back, but I'm still okay with it. I at least nailed the base style, but I knew I was going to be off on the ABV. I should have probably just went like 6 just to be safe, but you know what? I said, fuck it. I swung for the fences, and I clearly missed. Somebody robbed me at the wall. Anyway, thanks to Steven. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another Whodunit beer review. I'm all out of Whodunits for the foreseeable future. Hopefully, by the time you see this review, it should probably be like early mid-March. I have some more in my hands, and I can continue this on. If I do get my hands on more Whodunits, you're going to see every Wednesday 2 reviews, a Western New York Wednesday and a Whodunit Wednesday. So if not, we're just going to be Western New York Wednesdays for a while. Anyway, thanks to everybody. To the next one. Cheers.